Martin Pettigrew, welcome to the show, my man.
And thank you for your patience. An honor to be here, brother.
Yeah, do you know what I have seen, Martin, that right now in this process and in this situation that we are having in the industry, the companies that are surviving are the ones that are working hard and being patient.
Tim Grover says, okay, he's a sports coach to Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. He said, is the activities you're about to do going to help you win a championship or not? If not, don't do it. If yes, do it.
So what would you do with that investment? Instead of, okay, you have two choices, your truck or investing in someone else in your business, but what would it be? Hey, what's up, roofing fam? I am super happy because I have a guest that I have been waiting for weeks, and I feel that my guest doesn't need any introduction, but I want to start myself. First one, he's a serial entrepreneur with more than 10 businesses. 2021, he generated $40 million in 3 locations. He's the creator of the roofing machine process and book. He has a trainer, a group of trainer, or a team or a group of trainer called Reeva Impact. Martin Pettigrew, welcome to the show, my man.
Hey, thanks so much for the introduction, Francisco. I hate flowers, man, but I appreciate what you're saying. And thank you for your patience. You've been very patient to have me on your show, man. It's an honor to be here, brother.
No, thank you. And like your participation was super important, Martin, because you have a lot to share. Everyone that has read the books has following you. Read the books in Spanish or English, following you, all the content that you guys generate, the trainings. In the last week meeting with Jim Johnson, I had the coffee cup. And the people was like, oh, do you go to the Reeva? Do you go to Reeva? Everybody was like, Reeva. So I have to congratulate for all the hard work that you guys are doing. It's impressive. I'm doing this podcast, Martin, so more people can learn about it. I'm doing some in Spanish, some in English, because it's hard for the community to find this type of knowledge or information. You know, in English, a lot, but in Spanish, there is few information that you can see, and that's a topic that I want to talk with you. What are you seeing? Well, Martin, the way I want to structure the interview is to start talking about Reeva. Oh, first, your story, Martin. Your story. How did you start? Because it's impressive, but you can tell it right here.
Well, thank you. And that's awesome. And to push even further, you talk about, I'm French Canadian, right? So I'm not American, but I don't speak Spanish. So thank you very much for putting so much attention. But a little bit my way to give back. We translate the book first in Spanish. Then I got it recorded by a GAF. Andres is phenomenal. One of the people that employs us. You met him before. He's incredible. He did the Audible in Spanish. So it's coming out probably by the end of December, maybe in time for Christmas, Francisco.
Okay.
So for Christmas gift. So I'm really passionate about this. Now it's gonna be in French. So I didn't even do my own language first, because growing up, you talk about the history of Monarch Roofing, of my history. The employees that made this company the best, the structure, the base, the fundamentals were Hispanic. And to this day, we just honored, we had a Christmas party Saturday, and the last 2 guys were Jamie and Alex, both Hispanic, that were with me. We worked together for 15 years now, over 15 years. So since the beginning, that's the foundation. And there's a saying in French that says, je me souviens. It means I'll never forget my roots. So those guys forever, and now it's clear in our process when we start is to identify them. They know who they are, every single new employee, and whatever they said, it's very simple. If these guys need to ask you anything, those 2, anything, you're doing it. If I find out you're not doing what they ask, I don't care what it is, you're gonna be in trouble. That's simple.
Damn. Are they your general managers, Martin?
No, they're on the field guys, installers, still One of them is in Hilton Head now, travels a lot from Myrtle to Hilton Head. Talk about commitment to the crown, to what we believe in. The other one is in Myrtle Beach. I work with him every day now. So
nice. Congratulations on that, and thank you for recognizing that, Martin. It's really important. And for me, it's even more important because it's my culture, you know? And we will talk about it in a little bit because I have some feelings that are like, I don't know how to say in English, but I have some feelings about that. So Martin, how do you start in roofing? Everybody wants to know your story.
All right, so I got a college degree from St. Francis University in Pennsylvania. I did 4 years there. I had a scholarship to play golf. Really lucky. My goal growing up, my ultimate was to play golf in the United States in NCAA. I had a scholarship to play Division I, which to me was like the top. Like, wow, I'm a D1 golf player. Incredible. And that was like my ultimate, Francis. So I didn't really have anything else planned after. We talk about mission, and you're gonna ask me some questions probably on what makes a difference from good to great on a lot of the companies. And I think the mission, people forget why they started. And I kind of forgot why I started, because my why was to make it to a certain goal. I didn't have anything beyond. So it was mostly like an internal goal, but we need to make it a bigger goal. Like why I wrote the Roofing Machine, the book. It's a mission to impact an entire community, entire industry. And my mission can never be fulfilled because there's always another contractor that can help. That's how I feel about it. And I feel it's a duty, the obligation, and responsibility for me to give back as much as possible, because I had the opportunity as an immigrant to come from a different country. People die for this country, right? Military, they sacrifice a life, or they went to war just to fulfill that need to help others. So I feel like if I can just help a few contractors, roofing contractors, I'm going to do it. I have to. So to go back, so I moved to Myrtle Beach. I'm here in Francisco. I'm working in the golf course, and I don't know if you know anything about golf, but I was making $6.90 an hour. What was your first job in America?
Selling commercial roof 3 years ago.
Well, you did very well. You know, you choose the right job.
Mm-hmm.
I was making $6.90 an hour, and I was at a college degree. My mom was calling me like, "What the hell? What are you doing? Come back to Canada. You can be." She wanted me to be like my brother's a pharmacy school rep, which she does very well. So it's a lot of golf, dealing with doctors. So that would have been a great career. But I was parking cars at night. So I started parking cars at night as a valet because I heard they could make money. So I could survive at this moment. And then I'm parking these guys' cars at Francisco, and this guy's got a big Hummer. The other guy's got F-250 diesel that makes a lot of noise with a little screen inside. That's in 2007. You know, there was no screen inside the trucks. I feel like I'm really old when I say that. But and I started asking these guys, they're all my age, like 26, 27. I said, "Hey, what do you do for a living, man? Like, I'm eating crumbs right now. I'm sitting in my car because I was trying to play golf tournaments. I couldn't really make it, you know, so I didn't have any money at all. I was broke." And they say, "Oh, we do bricklayer, siding. There were some framers, all kinds of different trades, all construction guys." I'm like, "You're making so much money. I want to be like you. What do you need to do to be like you?" But it was one big problem, because I'm like, how are you here to 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm working 2 jobs and I can barely pay my rent, and you're spending money for me to park your car 20 feet away for $20, and then you spend money at the club, so you're drinking, so you spend more money. And how do you get up in the morning, Francisco? Like, one thing I knew about construction, didn't know anything, but you got a sun rise to sunset, right? That's long days in construction. People work all the hours. So I said, how do you get up at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning? And they said, "Martin, it doesn't." That's what got me. Okay, my first fuel, my first why. I said, "Martin, it doesn't really matter if we get up in the morning and we get fired from our job, because then we can go see the next contractor, because there's so much work out there, and name my price, I'm gonna have a job." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you have the best opportunity in the world. You can really impact people, make money, be happy, and now you're blowing this opportunity." I said, "This is wrong, because you don't earn it, you don't deserve it." And second of all, I started thinking like, wow, imagine if my mom, you know, my family would get a project from these guys that don't show up to work. And I'm thinking the industry's got such a bad reputation already. That's because of people like this that abuse the system. So it got me I was real upset. I'm like, I gotta do something. That was my first tool. And then the economy flipped, right? It was a disaster. So all these companies went away. And I really feel like what we're going through right now, we're gonna see the same thing. Okay. It's been really easy for too long. Last 3 years, it's been really easy. I don't want to upset anybody, but it's been pretty simple. If you're struggling now, the problems coming. I think the ones that will go through Francisco that are going to crush it is one that are organized, have mission, core values, but they're very focused on the process. They are a student of themselves. They follow it to maximize it. I think probably 30 out of 100 companies will go away right now. Maybe 60 will stay in.
Okay.
9 out of 100, they'll do a little bit better. But there's 1 out of 100, and hopefully as your listeners, because your listeners, they want to get better, right? Because they're listening to your podcast.
Yes.
I empower you for doing this because it takes time. I've done some podcasts myself, and I know it's time research. But the 1%, they're going to believe, they're going to focus, they're going to get out extra early, they're going to put the pedal to the floor to hire, train, and create their own roofing machine. And I think those will really grow the next. And there's going to be a domination. Don't compete, dominate. They're going to start to dominate the market. There's going to be a really big gap created from the best to the average.
Okay. And Martin, did those guys made it through that stage in that time?
Yeah, no, they all went out of business. And yeah, and it's a little bit, it reinforced to me, I was on the right path too, but it was so hard, Francisco, when I started. Like, a little bit like you came, I like to know a little bit more about your history too, because when I started, I had a college degree, okay, good, but I don't have a business background. I don't have a roofing background. I don't know about roofing, I'm not a roofer, I'm not construction. There's a lot of things I don't understand about getting a business license, and probably a lot of anybody that wants to start a business, they don't know that. But and people tell me all the time, Martin, you don't know everything, but you go out and try. Yes, I want to put the best thoughts I can. I'm going to study, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to put action so I can learn from my failure. I don't overthink it. I'm just going to go for it. So if I can do it, and I barely spoke English, right? So broken English, broken accent, just my French accent. If I can do it, everybody can do it. It's your own mindset, your own limitation. And I think right now, even though it sounds crazy, some of the listeners are like, should I start my business now? Oh no, it's going to crash. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but it's a good time to start, because you start, like, we would get 1 lead a week, or it would be a party, like, yes, we got 1 roofing lead, it's awesome, let's go. And I would dominate it, and I'm trying to get 3 out of it. It was so nothing that it gave us reflex to really be, I would say, like, not prudent, but like very careful to maximize every opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, do you know what I have seen, Martin, that right now in this process and in this situation that we are having in the industry, the companies that are surviving are the ones that are working hard and being patient. It's because there are some companies that they get desperate, like, hey, I'm not having results, and they are doing different things that the ones that you said that are your foundations. Martin, so you have Reeva Impact. You guys train all over the country, right?
Yeah.
Martin, what are some of the opportunities that those guys that you just said had, and right now the contractors that you train every month?
Repeat that. What's the
opportunities? What are the challenges that they are facing, that probably most of them are suffering from the same situation, that is, they are not building the values, the mission, the philosophy, like team building, hiring, generating leads. What are some of the main things that you guys are bringing to them?
That's a great question. We train on 8 pillars of the roofing machine, and one of the things we see consistently over and over, and we're becoming more, because at the beginning we didn't really know. Okay, so we started training other companies. We've been training Monarch Roofing through Reeva for 4 years. We just launched it through everybody else. So we knew what we knew, but we didn't know what we didn't know. So first of all, when we speak to events, like I talked to 1,000 roofing contractors this year. It's been crazy. The number one thing that everybody wants to know more about right now is inside sales. What is that position? What does it do? And how does it really help create the roofing machine to go from our closing rate were from 33%, we got to 56% by implementing the machine. So that was a big change.
Okay.
Okay, so in sales, that's the one, but the one thing to go back a little bit, and I've been reading I go into Hilton Head for 5 years ago now. This is a 4-hour drive. Francisco, we talk about create an environment for your team, but we create an environment for myself. When I was driving there was a rule, okay? We're not allowed at Monarch Roofing to sacrifice our prime time, which is 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night, for other things that are our mission. So my mission, I have to do work and be the GM in Hilton Head, okay? So I had to leave my house at 3 in the morning so I could get there by 7. Okay, so I'm not going to drive between 7 and 7 because that's prime time. I need to be with my team. So, which is beautiful. It's a sacrifice, but it's beautiful because from 3 in the morning, who are you going to call? Nobody's texting you, nobody's emailing you, so you're just driving. So I listen to a lot of Audible books.
Okay.
And I found out something that's in these Audible books. Every book's about business. I read over 100 books before I wrote The Roofing Machine about business. None of them were about roofing. They're all about other industry, right? That's why I wrote the book. There's nothing about roofing. It's not right. You can do something about the industry to make it better.
Yes.
And that's why I wrote it in Spanish. That was one of my priority. I was not doing the book without doing a version in Spanish, right? But when I'm seeing into many books, they all go back. The One Thing by Gary Keller. Love this book. I recommend to anybody, any leaders in Monarch Roofing reads this book. Relentless from Tim Grover. We give it to every new employee to get the right mindset. It's a sports book. Outwitting the Devil is a great one by Napoleon Hills. And Marcus Aurelius, he's an emperor about 2,000 years ago, right? So all those 4 books I'm giving you and many more, Traction, they all talk about the mission. One says, what is your mission? You should take every single activities today, Francisco, on things that is going to advance your mission. Is it the activity you're about to do essential to your mission? Tim Grover says, he's a sports coach with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. He said, is the activities you're about to do going to help you win a championship or not? If not, don't do it. If yes, do it. The one thing is to minimize the amount of activities each of the employees are doing so they can focus more on the one thing.
Hey.
The pattern, right?
Damn. That's a really good point. I'm sorry to interrupt, but fam, I hope you listen to that point that Martin said, because that one was... Okay, you can continue, Martin.
Okay, there's one other one. Okay, I just finished reading this book. It's called Outwitting the Devil. And the devil, it's conversation with the devil and Napoleon Hills. Napoleon Hills wrote a lot of Think and Grow Rich, right? This is a brilliant guy. It just released in 2011, the book, and that was written in 1938. They couldn't send it out because of a lot of controversy about religion and school system and stuff. But the same problem happened in 1938 are occurring now about the way the structure of how people learn in school. It's wrong. So he says the devil's #1 weapon. Francisco, what's the devil's #1 weapon? Any guess?
The mind. The mind.
Yes.
Sabotaging yourself.
Yes, exactly. So it's about sabotaging yourself. So he tries to get you to drift. The keyword is drift. He said, if I can get you to drift just a little bit, it's like, hey, I love your New Year's resolution, because you get to your resolution and then you make too many resolutions instead of one and just stick to it. Too many, you try and do too many things, and then you're not going to do that one. You're going to drift just a little bit. Your confidence is going to go lower, because how you build confidence, you promise yourself that you're going to do something and you do it. You build confidence in yourself. I can't do it. But now he's like, okay, I'm going to get you to drift. No sweet forever, right? Then you eat a sweet on Tuesday, then by Thursday, you're back to eating sweets, right? Or I'm going to work out every day. You miss Tuesday, and then next thing you know, you miss Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you miss your back. So he gets you to drift just a little bit. That's his weapon. It's like, I get you to drift just this much. He said 98% of people, 98 out of 100 will drift. He said, but only 2 out of 100 will stick to their mission. And I think that's the biggest thing I'm seeing, Francisco. I've seen contractors that do well, they do 5, 6, 7 million. And then I get to their office when we travel, and they have a brand new F-350 diesel truck that he's the owner, that doesn't pull trucks. It's just for show, doesn't make any sense. The wife drives a brand new Tahoe, a luxury $100,000 SUV, like, wow. And then they still rent their office. You know, so like, okay, you invest in yourself, invest in your building. We have a beautiful building here in Myrtle Beach. I wish we had one in Hilton Head. We're trying to look for land, because that's investing in yourself. why do you do this? So I have your mission. Our mission is customer acquisition. Okay, how can we get more customer into our business? And again, implore every single business owner in your company to create a mission statement, but make it simple. Customer acquisition is number one, and then we have the mission statement below. Okay. But every time we make a decision, okay, because we know that we're going to give the homeowner what they deserve, the best installation, warranties, and services. And I know the people that are watching your family that are watching, they want this as well, because they wouldn't be here. If they want to make money, they're not listening to your podcast. They're like, oh, I gotta go. I want to make money. Money doesn't matter, okay? But if you can serve more people because you do the right thing, installation services and products, your duty is to dominate. Your duty is to sell everything. Every single roof, every single opportunity I have, I'm selling it because it's my, if I don't, it's not because of the money. If I don't, Francisco, it's a disservice to this society. It's a disservice to my community. And that I cannot live with. So what is your mission? What are you saying you're going to do? Can you ask yourself, if I don't do this, is it going to honor my mission or not? That's the one, I'll say one thing that's consistently across. It's lost. Everybody's like this. They don't know what they're doing.
Yes, Martin, you know what? That's one of the things that I'm having a lot of challenges, and it's frustrating me with my community, with the Hispanic community. It's like I explain them this, but they are like neglected, man. Like no, this is like I don't have time, man. I try to explain it, but I invite one of my clients to this training. He couldn't go. It was a free trainer, so it's like a free training. So it's like sometimes it's a little bit hard try to explain it, but like they don't have, like they say, they don't have time. But Martin, I want to talk about like the trucks, because I always talk about that topic with my, because in the Hispanic community, I see it a lot on Instagram. You know, all the contractors, they have huge trucks, and I go like, damn. So what would you do with that investment? Instead of, okay, you have two choices, your truck or investing in someone else in your business, but what would it be?
People. Yeah, I would go to, because sometimes like it gets to a point where you're like, okay, and if you look at the roofing machine at the back side, there's a cheat code there. I'm showing you who you should hire, 3, 6, 9, 12 million. Like one of my biggest concern when I started, like, can I afford that next person? Can I afford, and who should it be next? The big mistake I was making, Francisco, you might have done this before, but I hired this girl. I'm gonna tell you a story. I hired this girl, Stephanie. In Francisco, I promise you, she's a gem. She's awesome. She's also French. I hope she never listens to this. She hates when I talk about it, okay? But she is the receptionist. She picks up the phone in the office, and she's doing so great, Francisco. I'm like, Stephanie, you know what? You're doing so good. Can you start ordering materials for the next job? And can you schedule the crews? Hey, can you get the first payment? Can you get a second payment? Hey, can you pick up the calls but start doing sales and follow up with my estimate, my proposal? Can you do the estimate for me? And I keep going like this. When she started, she's a gem. Awesome. 30 days in, okay. And then she started to veer off, started to drift, right? So after 90 days, she's starting to show up late. She doesn't have the same attitude. And Francisco, I'm like, you know what? Somebody told me this before. You hire somebody, the first 90 days on fire, and then they start to drift off. The natural comes back. But the person who was wrong was me. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why would I put more stuff on that person? So instead of adding more to that person and buy a new truck, it's like, nah, this girl's making us a lot of money. It's okay. Let me divide our position and write down, talk about how, Jen here, write down every single activities your employees are doing, every single one of them, structure them into inside position and outside positions, 2 different categories. You don't have somebody who works inside and outside, divide it. And then take out some of the activities and group them together that are the same. Okay, we can talk about BPM, what the employees build for, passionate about, and motivated. That's a different topic for recruiting, but that will help you identify what they do. And then you're going to have some gaps, okay? Those gaps, that's where I'm putting my money. Like, okay, if somebody can do like getting permits, maybe following up with a customer to make sure we have the right documents for them for the roof, that the production sheet are entering properly, we have the right color drippage. A simple task, and you can give to somebody else. Okay. That's where I'm starting. Don't give like, okay, if sales is owner, I keep sales the longest as possible. I'm keeping sales as owner the longest possible because sales when you owner, there's something that happens when you meet an owner. Like Francisco, when you own your business, right? When I'm speaking to you, there's a different level for some reason, psychologically, which I care about everybody the same, I feel like. But when you meet an owner and they know you're the owner, the table switch a little bit. They want to impress you. I don't know why, man. And I'll put owner on my business card, but they can feel my energy, they can feel it, and they really get excited and they start to wanting to impress me. And your accent is a cheat code, okay? Because you speak like I don't speak very good English, but they go like this. What do you say? What do you say? They want to find out more about you. So it's a nice icebreaker. So embrace this. Spanish accent, it's gorgeous, man. Embrace this.
Yes,
so,
thank you.
I put my money somewhere. I'm putting it into, okay, I'm going to get some more employees in my business. I'm going to keep my regular truck. I'm going to wrap it. It's going to look nice. It's not going to be a crap, but I'm not buying a three. I don't care, man. One of the biggest problems in society right now is they want instant gratification. You heard that before, right? Let's play the long term. And I'm not making this up. Okay, you hear this, but Jeff Bezos said this. He said, number one thing, you should be obsessed with your customer through two things: long-term decision, so you don't do it for tomorrow, and passion for innovation.
Okay.
That's it. That's Jeff Bezos, man. He's a billionaire. Right? I'm not making this up. It's from people like this that I can learn.
Damn, all this information, super important. And for sure, the team, it's the team is the team is what is going to support you, because you will need them. Now, Martin, when do you recommend, okay, I have my team now, and when can you start creating all the famous process and all the job descriptions? Do you do it in the same time? Like what? Because that's a hard part too, you know, because one of the opportunities is like, I have my team, but now what I should do with them?
Great question. So the first thing I would do once you start hiring people is to write down your process. Instead of going job description, there's a few things I don't really believe in. Budgets, I'm really like, I'll do a budget and we'll follow it, but budget is hard. People talk about this all the time. I understand it's important, but don't put too much time on things that you cannot control the future. You don't know what's going to happen. Every time I like in the years, I've put a nice budget together. 3 weeks later, we have a hurricane. Everything changed. And then we had some managers that would follow the budget. I made my budgets already. I cannot spend the money. Like, no, man, you don't understand. Create a budget for the opportunity. So the budget needs to change constantly. Maybe you review every couple weeks, every month. But to do one budget for the year, I think it's a bit fugazi, but your process. Okay, so the second thing is job description. A lot of times, what I would do, maybe your listener do the same thing, you do the same thing. I do job description and I'm adding everything I can think of, and I'm like, in case I decide for her to do this, I'm gonna add more things. So I'm thinking, all right, what else? Job description is like this big. Okay. Like, I'm covering everything. But then again, my mission, now I'm telling this person her mission is what? It's so confusing, it's diluted. So before you make that mistake, I would do the first step from maybe some companies do door knocking, or from picking up the lead at the office. Okay, step by step, from marketing, sales, production, every single step that you have, process, not procedure, not the how broken down, really like call coming in, schedule appointment.
In general.
Yes, but it's going to be 30 to 50. We got some guys at 55 steps that we work with, some companies.
Okay.
The last one will be like your profit analysis.
Okay. Good.
So when you do all this, okay, it's a lot of steps, okay? You're done with it, and I can share some with you so you can send to your family. I'm down with this, okay?
Okay.
And then that gives you a good start, okay? It says who is going to do the activity, what activity it is, and how. But the how is really the procedure, okay? And who and what. And from there, you're going to be able to identify duties. And each person in your process needs to follow the duties. And if you don't have anybody to do it, it goes back on you. Okay, you need to do the process. Not, hey, I'm going to add 17 things to that person. Now you're like 17 things. They're going to be doing it's too much, because just like professional athletes, man, Tiger Woods, okay, and I'll make this short. I'm really passionate about this because every book I read, okay, it's all about the same thing. Tiger Woods is what? What is he good at?
Golf.
What are you good at? You play sports?
Yeah, I play American football, man.
American football. Okay, I promise you. Yeah, lifting weights. Tiger Woods lift weights too. I won't use that. He's pretty big, man. But Tiger Woods, if you take him to play football, you'll beat him. But at golf, he crushes you, right? So and I love golf. If he beats me at golf, I'll crush him at hockey. But he's a GOAT. He's the greatest of all time at playing golf. That's all he does. We idolize these people that are so extreme in one sport. One of kids, hey, be like Tiger Woods. And then we hire people like, I want you to do all these things. I want to play soccer, football, golf, hockey, and tennis on our team because they're doing so many duties. They can never be the best at one thing. We call them JOTE, jack of all trades.
Okay.
So I want to minimize the amount of duties that your employees are doing so they can be performing. You're going to repeat the same activity over and over and over. By doing this, you're going to become the best in the world. It's not boring. It's very exciting. But they need to repeat the same activity. So when you do a job description, you got to do your process first, get 2, 3, 4, 5 things maybe on items they do differently every day. And from that point, then you can formulate a job description. But I'm really want to do bulletin points, simplify, man. Don't make it overcomplicated. Nobody cares. Nobody's reading it if it's too long. So minimize it. Do it for, if you had a job description that was this long, I'm not reading it. If it's this long and it's compact, okay, bulletin points, okay, I'm going to do it. But simplify.
So Martin, so one question. You set all the tasks and people need to focus, like who decides what are they good at it? You guys are checking it all the time to see what's the way that they are taking, or since the beginning, since the hiring process?
Yeah, hiring process.
Okay,
Starts with hiring process, but there's also KPIs that would identify, like we use CRMs that, like IQ-Links that can tell you like the sales or what's good about IQ-Links. We like it shows us the profit margins at the end of the job because it links to QuickBooks. So if I were the first person, I would hire somebody that does QuickBooks well. I didn't know how to do QuickBooks, so we got somebody that could do that. So it could link it back to IQ-Links. I can use IQ-Links all day because it gets you, again, profit margin at the end. It's great. And then we use advanced sales CRM that's built for salesmen called Follow Up Boss, which I got some great news on this, Francisco. We're going to have it launched to other roofing companies because it's built for real estate agents.
Okay.
Adele, the owner, Dan, is phenomenal. I was on the phone with him today, and they're really close for giving an opportunity for us to give it to anybody that wants it.
Nice.
So talking about 200 templates, because you're hiring inside sales. Where's the email templates? What's the text template? What should they send out?
Exactly.
They'll have it and when to send it. On top of that, there's a cheat code there that you're gonna love, okay? There's one function for admin. You can see the leaderboard. You can see the activities that they're doing. So you can see like, are they working hard today? Because you're on the field, right? You're on the business, you're on the field, you go and sell it everywhere. You go back at the office, look at the leaderboard. And we put the leaderboard for everybody to see, by the way, because everybody likes a little competition. And it shows how many calls they make, how many text messages they send, and how many email. And on top of that, you can click and listen to the voice when you're speaking to the customer. So, and then we don't use it to be like, hey, you're terrible or you suck. We're like, hey, let's listen to it. Okay, let's do a training on how we should pick up the phone, what the phone call follow-up should be. Hey, it doesn't look like you know how to use Xactimate. Then you do a class and help you.
Yeah, it helps to be the best in the team. And Martin, let me explain something that you just said right now. So fam, listen, what Martin just said is like, you are gonna have 2 CRMs, one for production and one for sales that is gonna help to manage the leads that you generate. So they are different one, because one thing, Martin, that I always ask the contractor is like, hey, what CRM do you use? They always says the production CRM. I don't know if they are using a sales CRM. So Martin,
no, it's massive. And it's hard to understand. People say like, oh, I can do automatic email on my thing. I can do email from AccuLinks. But AccuLinks is and then the hardest. It's great for production. But once you see this other CRM, you will understand. It's hard to explain in a few seconds. But our sales team, they absolutely love. They go by only by that because it's built. It's friendly. It's user friendly. It's built for sales. It's hard to explain, but I agree with you 100%.
Yes, you connect all the social media platforms, website, phone number, email there. So it's like, if we can say it this way, it's the top of the funnel, fam. So from the top of the funnel is gonna get to another funnel that is the production. Actually, when they purchase, they go to the other funnel again.
Yeah. It doesn't have to go there till they're sold. So we don't really use AccuLinks until the job is sold. When we sell the roof, then the salesmen are bringing it. Now it goes to the next to AccuLinks, and even we create a website so I can help your anybody to build this. Okay, we create a web page, so you just enter all the leads that one, and it goes to 2 places, and even goes to company camps. So it goes to 3 places. When you enter the lead one time. The biggest figure I had 2 CRM. Oh my gosh, copy and paste, copy. No. It goes to all 3. The lead goes all 3 with questions and items that you want to note, and even Google calendars through this. That's a pretty simple setup that we do for a lot of roofing companies.
So fam, listen, Martin, how all these little process that we talk, how long did you took, or how long do you think it can take a company?
Well, it took us 15 years now, Francisco. I wish it was a lot faster, but and that's why I'm doing this, because really, man, working 80 to 100 hours a week, you know, you look at other industry, it makes me so mad, man. I'm looking to the car industry, you look at the bank industry, they have structure. You have somebody that you walk in the bank, you go to Wells Fargo, you will go to Wachovia, wherever you're going to. It's not the same process. There's a teller, there's a guy that is a loan officer, there's a manager, and you get the same service, same forms, same deposit, bank slip, same things. You get in the roofing industry, it's a nightmare. The biggest thing we're having a problem with is creating an actual business. We are trades, but that's got to stop, man, because first of all, private equity are coming in right now, and now with the economy, they're going to be even more aggressive because people will panic and they'll sell the business for nothing. So I get it, right? So they're going to gain market share. And then by getting all the breaks together, they're going to build the roofing machine. What we're doing right now is duplicable, and that's what we did it before. We did it because we wanted to duplicate it. We wanted to do franchise 4 years ago. So all the process, the documentation, the procedure, it's all in writing. So you want something, I can send it to you. But that's years, and there's a lot of people working behind the scenes to write all the process, to organize it per position, like marketing, sales, production, or warranty department for each of the position within. So there's a lot of work behind the scene, but that's what the good thing about Reeva is, because we give you the cheat code, we give you the information, the document package, but also the training to it. It's not, and I gotta make this point here, Francisco, it's very important, because one of the fire that we have for roofing, I gave it to you earlier, but one of the fire we have for Reeva is that we saw some coach, I talked to some guys, and we do like a 2-day training in person to location, and the guy, I come after him like, hey man, when you're done with your training, like that's my pet peeve. Like if I'm not doing an impact to you, I'm not doing this. I don't need to do Reeva. Okay, Reeva is extra. I'm plenty busy with Monarch. We're making plenty money. Everything is great, and I got plenty growth to be done. So I'm not doing it for the money. My impact's my number 1 priority. I say when you leave the property, the guys at the company you train for 2 days, what happens? Because you don't really have documents. You know, like an online learning center. You know, like it's just you. It's like Martin. That's the beauty about this. That is called, you can get repetitive customers. So whenever I'm sold, they're gonna call me back. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, that's job security. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. It's job security, because now they want me back. They call me back. The owner will call me back in 2 weeks. Say, hey, can you come back for 2 days? Because my company, my team's on fire. But then 2 weeks later, so it's more of a motivation. Like we're big on motivation, don't get me wrong. But when we leave the company we train, they have something to implement forever. It's up to them at that point. I can't control that, but they have process, procedure, they leave with documents, templates, scripts, everything they want. Everything we use at Monarch Roofing, they have.
This is a game changer, Martin. And I want to close with this, Martin, because I know you have another meeting, and I would like to keep talking because I feel that we just touched a fast summary. You know?
Yes, right.
So fam, I asked this question to Martin, but if you are starting to generating sales and having some margin in your company, Martin says invest in your team, but I'm gonna say another thing, invest in yourself too.
Brilliant.
Hire a professional, a business professional, a roofing business professional. Here in Reeva with Martin is another option that you can get. Actually, I'm super happy, Martin, because a lot of my like Hispanic roofing business owners, they are with you, man. So I get super happy when I see them like promoting, because I know you are changing the industry, man. And I'm super happy. Obviously you do it for everybody, but seeing my Hispanic community trying to get it to the next level, for me is we are in the same mission, Marty.
Yeah, I know. And that's why when you asked about it, we started connecting about this, it was like absolutely yes. And even like the book, okay, so people ask me like, oh, you must make a fortune with a book, like we sold thousands, it's crazy. But we sell it for like $50 on Amazon, but we don't set the price. Amazon sets the, I'm so mad, I didn't know how to work. Okay, so we make $4 on the book on Amazon. It's crazy. But you can get the Audible for like $6. So it's very cheap. And then if you have a Kindle account, it's free. So before you call, you do anything, learn it yourself, read it. Start with this, man. It's a gift, okay? It's a gift. Take it like this.
It's in Spanish too, for the whole community.
No excuses. No excuses.
Yeah, and no excuses. Marin, I'm gonna leave the Reeva Impact information in the comments so people can call you and everything and look for you on all the media. So, man, they have everything. They have everything. Marin, thank you very much, man. One more time. I hope I can have you later in the podcast for the part 2. And see you soon. See you in February. Roofing Process Conference.
Absolutely. We're going to have a lot of fun together. Okay, Francisco? That's just big, okay? Let's make a commitment to this. Let's grow, baby.
Thank you, Martin. Bye-bye. Hoy tenemos a nuestros amigos abogados Mike y Pete de Martínez Shoe. Bienvenidos, Mike y Pete.
Para ser abogado, cada año tienes que tener ciertas horas de educación continua.
Okay.
Yo los pagaba, yo los hacía yo solito, nomás para mantener mi licencia. Pero yo estaba tan involucrado en lo de roofing. Había unos momentos que intenté hacer varias cosas a la misma vez, pero nunca resultaron bien.
Si te digo, mira, te doy 700, 500, pero tienes chance de ir a cárcel por 30 días. ¿Puedes justificar eso? O no, quédate con tu dinero, yo no quiero ir a la cárcel. Claro. Eso es lo que muchos piensan, bueno, ya sé esto. Pero no, al fin del día, así se mira. ¿Quieres cambiar 30 días de tu vida? Bueno, no, por ejemplo, por 7,500.